Hello there, and welcome to a new idle game review of mine. It's the second one that I do, and it's about Factory Town Idle. I'm going to give you a quick overview about the game itself, then I'm going to go into the gory details for all of those who want to know what's really below all of this, and then my personal summary about this early access game. So before I get started with the actual review, a big thanks to all the responses to the previous review. This video is the result to your comments. Therefore, if you know other good idle incremental games that you'd like to see reviewed, let me please know, because I'm a big fan of the genre. It's basically what I do to unwind myself when I'm done with my daytime job, which is analyzing games, and these games are perfect if you don't want to have too much of a big brain time. But Factory Town Idle actually is a little bit different than these, because this game is all about min-maxing, optimizing, and producing and selling and logisticizing things. Well, that ain't a word, but so basically you collect resources. You collect resources automatically with people. You select how many people should gather these. Then you take these resources and manufacture new goods, planks, wood wheels, whatever. With these goods, you get on over to the market and you get coins. With these coins, you research new stuff. With that new stuff, you gain technologies to cultivate fresh trees, so you can cut more trees, more stones, so you can mine more stones, and then you research new things, and then you research things that research new things. So jokes aside, this ends up with a massive city builder of sorts, where you have tons of different buildings, where you get to manage a lot of different streams of goods and items, and it all ends up to look like this at the end of the road. So at the end of the road, the game's goal is to unleash you to a world where you get to build several cities in several different biomes, where you can collect several unique resources which you need to progress through the tech tree. At the end of the road, you will require a city in each of these biomes to unlock each and every different technology that the game has in store for you. You need to transport the unique goods to your central city back, and this game is amazing since it summarizes Factory Town into an idle game. And I love every little inch of it, but I think idle is the wrong word here. This is, in its core, more like an incremental game, because it keeps you active like crazy. There's tons of different upgrades that you can go for according to your achievements. There's different types of currencies in here. So here we have 2 types of different coins. In my main city, I have unlocked 4 types of different coins, and you need to do a lot of different progression here. And as you can see here, there's a lot of different goods you can work with, and they all flow into the markets at the end of the day, and it's wild. And this is just the early access, so in case you might feel overwhelmed right now, don't worry, you build this up step by step. What I showed you on the screen at the beginning of the video is what you're getting yourself started with, and then you get to unleash the beast all over the world. So let's get on over into a detailed review about what you do here. So first off, you build buildings. Your central resource are workers. These guys are necessary to build any of these buildings. A building, a worker. That's been a recent development, I don't know, but I do like it. So a couple of these things might change over the course of the time. That's what I'm trying to say here. And with these workers, you can build harvester huts, which collect materials. As you see here, there's a level, and pretty much every automated task in this game can level up. And therefore, with these collected materials, you start crafting the items. These craftings, they need to be done in different buildings. You need to build these buildings to set up the production capacities. You have a ton of different tools to configure the priorities, and you can do a lot of different adjustments to make sure that your production runs well. As you see here, there's a big table with all the things that I have and produce here. The basic idea and the basic struggle that you are in here in this game is that there's only so and so many natural resources that grow, and you need to work with what you got, and you will strive to build as many cultivation and prospecting buildings to amp up the natural resource income more and more, to build more buildings to amp up the production. This all, if you ask yourself, why am I producing all these things, Icon? The sales of these items here go into the markets and or the productions go into markets and into research. So the bigger your city grows, the more it wants from a certain good. And as you see here, we're delivering lots of these goodies here. And the fun part is, the more citizens you put in, the more consumption of these goods you got. So the research part is a lot more simple. Here you just pay the price for the technology and you get to unlock more goodies. If you know Factory Town, its predecessor, the actual game, that's surely quite helpful because all the items that you see here are out of the base game. So when you're done with researching all these things, you get to upgrade at some point, which is basically a dump for all the coins that you gain. And expansion or progress in this game goes via experience points mostly, and a currency which is called quest coins. So quest coins give you permanent upgrades that are everywhere working. You know, there's no reset mechanic in this game. You stay on a one save file, you keep an ever-expanding empire. This is really interesting about this. So these quest coins, you earn a couple of them per day, as you see here, and you earn them by fulfilling quests. So you have primary quests, and you have, here you see 3 different types of quests. So upgrade quests, they are pretty straightforward. They require you to amp up a skill or a certain amount of buildings, and then you unlock more fresh upgrades, which make your numbers go up even more. Basically, that's that. Recipe quests, they unlock new items. They are what you require to get yourself new things to produce because, you know, you weren't overwhelmed enough yet. So, and the primary quests, they are the progression quests, which are where the quest coins grow. As you see here, the recipe quests also give a couple of quest coins, but mostly those upgrade quests don't, with a few exceptions. And the other mechanic here are town perk points. So these are not exclusive. These are not for all of your cities. They're exclusive for the city where they are earned. They are basically sort of a prestige system, allowing you to make established cities go even crazier with all the upgrades that you can go for here. All in all, this game, I think I have unlocked here pretty much like at least 90% of the content, if not more. I literally don't have all the items here. There is still more to unlock, but I think I have a hard time telling, but I think I've seen here all the mechanics that I can introduce so you get a good picture about what the game's all about. So you need to have, and that brings me now to the opinion part, a specific type of taste for games like these, because I won't sugarcoat it. This is a lot like an Excel spreadsheet with pretty graphics behind it. But behind that, it's a really, really intricate and fun balancing game where you constantly want to amp up your productions, but you can't because you need more foresters or farms to crank out more of that production, and then you have developed a new product, and then you all of a sudden need to introduce new things, and all the old things get stressed out, and there's a lot of hustling in between that. And if you are like me, a fan of infrastructure and logistics games, Factory Town Idle is a lot of fun. It's amazing because you see, there's a lot of things to do here, and I still have a lot to unlock here. And the biggest downside that I see personally currently with this game is its overwhelmingness. I've been talking about that in this video a couple of times, and I need to emphasize it here. This game is really, really nuts in terms of depth and things that you can do with it. And the developer is constantly working on this little jewel in the making, and there's a lot of streamlining also in the process. So I do see a lot of potential behind this. So apart from that, if you don't shy away from complex factory games, if you like stuff like Factorio, but you're really too lazy to build up all the logistics yourself, and you really like to balance things out and more build up the process chains and stuff like that, this game is a lot of fun for what it offers, and I can really, really recommend it to any idle and incremental fan. Its biggest unique point that I personally appreciate is that it has no reset mechanic. You don't have to throw away your progress repeatedly. Instead, you have a massive task up ahead of you with all those areas here. There's stupidly many different resources that culminate in new technologies and whatnot, and it's a horrendously big task to get everything here done, but at the same time it's a lot of fun to have that because it's tempting. It's you know, it's something to strive towards too. But for me personally, this game has still a lot of work up ahead of it in terms of user interface, user friendliness. That's where I cannot sugarcoat it. It's a little bit janky, but you get used to it, and I can only say there's constant improvement on that end. So if you only wouldn't like the game because it's a little bit overwhelming and looks a little bit messy, either you give it a little bit of a waiter and you come back later, or you just give it a chance and try it out, you know? Because it builds up step by step, and at the beginning of the game it doesn't look like here. It looks like this. It's all tame, okay? You get to build this up step by step. And yeah, I really recommend this game because it's an amazingly fresh take to the incremental genre, especially to the factory incremental gaming, where I don't know too many really cool titles. So I really like this one, and I hope you guys will give it a chance too. So that's been that. Leave me your comments down below. Like I said initially to this at this video, let me know what kind of reviews you'd like to see as well. I'd be delighted to have a few ideas from you folks. Thumbs up would be appreciated, a subscription of course as well, and check out White Bat Audio, the channel which provides the amazing soundtracks behind this video, all for free. And I really, really appreciate that. Also, the music is pretty sweet. See you guys next time, and have a good one.